We move on to beauty. God, there are angles in this game. 1 p.m. Eastern, Pittsburgh Steelers 3-3, 1-1 on the road at Cleveland Browns, 4-3, 3-1 at home. We're at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. 56 Fahrenheit, mostly cloudy, 14 miles per hour is the wind. We have Pittsburgh opening up as 3-point dogs. They're 3.5-point dogs now. Moving towards Cleveland. This total opened up at 43.5, now at 42.5. Dan Kelly said, back these Browns because their offensive line is healthy. And when their offensive line is healthy, big things can happen. We just saw D'Ernest Johnson go for 140 some odd yards. Let's take a look at where the cash goes. And here it is, 4,047 tickets in. 70% of the tickets on the Browns, 84% of cash on the Browns. We don't have the money numbers for the total at this point, so not enough tickets in, but 62% of tickets are on the under. Viper MB says the total's gone under in 6 of Cleveland's last 8 games when playing at home against Pittsburgh. Gerald Jones says offense isn't effective enough now. Too much pressure on the defense. Steelers come in fresh off their bye week. We last saw them in their second straight game in an underwhelming win their second straight game, an underwhelming 23-20 overtime victory at home over the Seahawks. Big Ben goes 29-40 for 229 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Also lost a fumble. Deontay Johnson led a wounded receiving corps with 9 catches for 71 yards. Najee Harris ran 24 times for 81 yards, caught 6 passes for 46 yards. Their defense got a lot of pressure, sacking Geno Smith 5 times, hitting him 8 times. But this defense that led the NFL in sacks and turnovers forced in 2020 seems very average. TJ Watt's a monster. Don't get me wrong. 7 tackles, 3 for losses, 2 sacks, 1 a game-clinching strip sack, 3 passes deflected. But they have issues. The team has a ton of issues. We'll start with the offensive line. Zach Branner's return from the torn ACL in his right knee suffered in 2020 season opener is imminent, and they need him. His return to the lineup would allow Okorafor to move back to left tackle, would send Dan Moore Jr. to the bench, and the line would all immediately have more size and experience for Big Ben. The Steelers have given up 127 yards rushing per game over the past 3 weeks. Opponents have overpowered this defensive front that's playing without Tyson Alualu, who's gone for the year. They're still waiting on Stephon Tuitt to make it back to practice after undergoing knee surgery. Tomlin says he'll come back at some point, but he wouldn't give a timetable. Browns come in off extra rest and prep after an ugly but important 17-14 win at home over Denver on Thursday night. Baker Mayfield didn't practice Monday, and I don't have any info, but it's starting to feel, for me, like he's not going to be under center this week. But you would have to think that with this market move, that there's a thought that he will. I don't know if anybody has any inside information that I don't. Case Keenum, 21-33 for 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Austin Hooper caught 2 for 42. Jarvis Landry returned with 5 catches for 37 yards. With Chubb and Kareem Hunt out, D'Ernest Johnson was excellent. 22 carries for 146 yards, a touchdown. Caught 2 passes for 22 yards. Caught 2 sacks, 5 quarterback hits. Donovan Peoples-Jones suffered a groin injury in pregame warm-ups and didn't play. Denzel Ward injured his left hamstring in the fourth quarter. That hurts. They're also already missing right tackle Jack Conklin, who missed a second straight game with a knee injury. All those guys are listed as questionable. So Conklin was inactive. Cornerback A.J. Green inactive, listed as questionable. Very interesting spot here, Bebsie. The Browns are 3.5-point favorites, and this total is 42.5. Take it away.
I like the Browns here. I really do. I do think that offensive line getting healthy again is big. I honestly don't care if Mayfield plays or not. I don't think it's a big move up or down. I don't have a ton of faith in this Pittsburgh team, and a lot of it has to do with Big Ben. A lot of it has to do with some of these missing pieces. Like Tuitt and Alualua. I just don't know if they have the swagger that they used to. Tomlin's fielding questions like, "Are you going to take coaching vacancies in college?" I'm going to agree with what Al Cervic is saying here. I don't think I don't think Big Ben, or Old Ben, as he put it, is any better than Case Keenum. And also, listen, Case Keenum, remember, he's in the Stefanski offense that he ran quite well in Minnesota. So I have faith in him, and I'm going to move on Cleveland here. I'm going to move on Cleveland first half and full game. And, I think this Cleveland Browns need this W more. Obviously they both need it. I just think they're capable of getting it. And this is a team that's had some injury woes early on that's kind of crushed, and not crushed, but that's sort of put a dent in their playoff hopes right now. And they're obviously still in a perfect position to make the playoffs, but I just think all the motivation is for Cleveland at home here. And also, this is a team that for years got bullied by Pittsburgh, and that's not the case anymore. They've had some convincing wins against them, so that's off their back, and they can focus on this game. I think the Browns are going to roll here.
Wow, Browns roll. So you can get the -2.5 in the first half, -115 available at Pinnacle, and full game -3.5, -105 also at Pinnacle. Wow. Very, 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 very interesting breakdown to be that confident on one side. Newcourt says, don't understand how you can say that Mayfield doesn't matter.
It's because I don't think Keenum's that bad in Stefanski's offense. And really, Baker Mayfield plays well when everything goes perfectly, and he plays poorly when everything doesn't. So I think the rest of he gets lifted by the rest of the Browns as opposed to the rest of the Browns getting lifted by him, if that clarifies my thoughts at all.
No, it does. It does. I find that I'm going to need to take more time in this spot because we know what the Browns did to the Steelers last year in the playoffs. It was, just so embarrassing. And Steelers are coming in off a bye. And if the Steelers want to do anything this year, they have to be able to beat the Browns with Case Keenum at quarterback. Not saying that I'm going to be on the Steelers, but I'm going to need a little bit more time on this. Al Survey says Keenum is tougher on scrambles too. There's no doubt about that when you got the non-throwing shoulder so messed up for Baker. Very interesting. So Bebsie's on the board with the Browns double up. First half -2.5, -115. Full game -3.5 and -105. Both available at Pinnacle.